Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Carla Romero and I want to show you how I draw. So in this video we wanna go through several pictures that I took from Pinterest, which is a great source of reference, and I'm gonna take one per one and explain a little bit how I work and how I stylize them and so on. So starting with the first one was this girl. I really liked this picture because she has an expression that I wanted to try to not copy but interpret it in my own way and stylizing it in a more cartoony standard. So as you can see, I started by basic shapes, just a circle and a pentagon and make the jawline, and I continue with her eyes because once I position where I want to have the eyes, I want to give that expression almost immediately. It helps me a lot with the rest of the drawing. So I took that expression based in her eyes and her mouth a little bit open, but I have some troubles with it. I'm gonna go through them a little bit later in the video. As you can see, I have also make a bit more dynamic the hair because it's a position that is quite static. You can see it's almost symmetrical, although she's in 3/4 still in the center of the image. So I wanted to give it a little bit more of dynamism by making her hair a bit more pointy and wavy in the end. So the next I choose this one. It is a really interesting image. It is a profile and it's simple, and you can easily see the geometrical shapes like her jawline, that is just a pentagon, and the semicircle. So those are really basic figures, and once you have that, for example with her hair, it's gonna give a lot of dynamism to your drawing, and it's pretty much simple and easy to start. I added some characteristics that I can see in the picture, and I wanted that my drawing has it. She has a strong curve in her back, coming from the neck, and is marked out by her hair. So I did that, and I think, yeah, it was really nice how it looked. It gave me a really good base. In the following one, you can see is a girl. That this drawing has something very interesting that I like to play a lot with, and I think it's a bit complicated at the beginning to not just stylize the eyes or the mouth or the face or the body, but also the accessories. She has her eyes, her glasses, and they are really big and rounded. Even for real face is quite big. So I thought that it gives her a sense of cuteness, but also a bit naive. And with her hat that is it's not bended to one side, but it's bigger in one side and smaller on the other side, gives some dynamic shape. It's not a hat that is just a simple circle. And I thought that for this position that she has, it is quite frontal. It's 3/4, but it's quite frontal. It was something that add a value to the drawing. So I treat the hair different. You can see it in the final drawings when I painted and everything. I sometimes change things afterwards, like you can see the green girl, I make it wider, and I still keep on changing her mouth, trying to simplify it. Always is better to simplify when you're doing a cartoon. Sometimes I get so distracted into details that I don't really realize that the drawing was better before than when I added so many things. In the next drawing, I took a picture that actually is not a good picture for beginning because it's a really complicated pose. He is 3/4 bended back a little bit and really looking to his side. So it's not a really natural position. It's more like he's looking at something that is behind of him. But also at the same time I get tempted by it because it is something that I have troubles drawing, and it's a male character, which makes for me more difficult to stylize when I do it. So I think it was really complicated. You can see I tried several things, but the shapes are not really clear, and it gets messy and it disappears in the background. If I take the final drawing and I make the silhouette of it, okay, it works, but it could be better. In that sense, I will focus more next time if I have something like this in the position of the eyebrows and the nose, because it's something that really gives you a direction and gives you the impression that something is happening behind. Also the neck, how it's almost broken to the side, is really something that makes you look backwards. So I started all over again, because sometimes it's much better to start something all over again than to keep working in something that won't work. It's making you frustrated and starts to becoming a mess, and it's no fun anymore. So as you can see, I tried to visualize better the features and his ears, the position of them. I try also to give some appeal to this drawing, considering what I feel about the picture. It gives me a feeling of mystery, and that is a person who knows something that other ones don't know, or that is not so naive. It's in comparison with the previous drawing, it is really looking for something behind of him. So I tried to add some more sharp sharp lines. His hair is telling a lot about how he is, because he's a bit messy and mysterious and not really in shape. It's long but short. So and also his eyebrows are really pointy, and they help us to understand that the direction is to the back. So as you can see, I tried my best in here, but then I modify it a little bit when I work further on it. But I think the second time I did it, it was much better than the first one. And sometimes it's like that. Sometimes we have drawings that come really easy, like the previous one, the profile. It came really easy. I mean, I didn't have to think too much because the shapes were clear. It was there, the line of the nose and the mouth, and what I see, they are not the perfect shapes for drawing, but I think it at the end I could do it. And although I will not choose this picture in the future, but I guess it's something entertaining for learning. So I will explain in this the next video how I paint them, how I add volume to them one per one, and I hope that this helps you. So now you can follow and subscribe to see the end result and for the future videos coming. I hope that you enjoy it and that we can learn from each other. If you have any tip or question, just drop a comment and I will be happy to answer and to read your questions.